Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Did everybody have an opportunity to read the minutes? Motion. Thank you. Resolution 1, let's start right off the bat. Okay, a resolution adopting County of Oswego Local Law Number 5, 2024, a local law prohibiting the sale and possession of a synthetic drug commonly known as Molly in the County of Oswego and imposing packaging and labeling requirements for the same. Okay, we've discussed this at length. This is a law that's been requested by law enforcement. There's products out on the street that don't reach the level of an actual narcotic that's being passed around and used, and it's nothing that's unregistered. So this will allow the law enforcement personnel to enforce this. Questions? Okay, good motion. Thank you. Thank you. All right.
Just that we do have a public hearing, right? On that.
There will be a public hearing tonight, right?
Okay.
But then the
Not tonight. You're saying?
right. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yes, at the regular legislative meeting, there will be a public hearing, and then the law will pass or not, depending on time. Mr. Castillo.
With the local agencies have to follow the county, will the county come in and enforce that law? I mean, I think it's a good law. I'm not saying, but what I'm looking at is like the executive order that we put in on legals coming into the, coming into the county, but it's the county, and the city's going to look, well, who's going to enforce it? That's all I guess.
Well, it was specifically requested by the city of Oswego. Law enforcement person. Sheriff's office. Most law enforcement are behind this. So.
That's not the question. Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh, if you're asking who can enforce it, they can all enforce it. It's a local law anyway.
Once it's a law,
What's it? A law? It's a law.
you can,
It's not classified misdemeanor. I'm sorry.
private PD or something like that, you do that.
Any other questions?
Are other counties doing the same thing?
I don't have that.
Okay, just curious.
I can't say, but I know that they talked to the DEA. Go past this law and check out other places. Rich Mitchell, county attorney, spoke to them. You're familiar with this, right?
I can relate, so, back to Bali.
Yes.
That is. Yeah, if it's a local law. Exactly. Card.
Is that what you're asking?
Yeah,
And
that's
all
what
law
I'm
enforcement personnel enforce it?
I
Yes.
mean, yeah, just any county law, so any law enforcement has the authority. So if somebody in Fulton walks into a place and they see, you understand there's Molly going on, they just let the city of Fulton know about it, the city of Fulton, they still enforce it.
Yes.
To be able to enforce it. Okay, that's it, and the county law, because I don't want to go back and forth, well, it's not ours, it's, I just want to make sure everything's all set. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. PS2, resolution appointing members to the Fire Advisory Board. Can I get a motion? Second. Motion, you got a second? Okay, you're up. You don't know who they are? Next board? Not my board, your board. I have a list of names here from Oswego CD. We have Mark Zinski, Kapaszewski, Battalion 1, Dave Okinski, Greg Herman, Battalion 2, Kirk Fisher, Bob Loomis, Battalion 3, Russ Balk, Todd Spink, Battalion 4, Francis Jordan, Frank Dixon, members at large, Eric Madura and Kelly Hine, President Chief Associate Corey Douglas, President Firemen's Association Matt Leonard, President Fire Police Associate Bob Lighthall, Chairperson FIT Mike Monet, and PMS Coordinator Nathan DeGear.
So this is our board?
Yes, so
Who selects these people?
We are right
No, but I mean, who brought these names? No, I understand.
well, most things or appointed by Jim, but at the behest of the fire coordinator in this case, and Mr. Yurk.
But I done a district, a battalion 4, that'd be my district. I approached all the parties to see if anybody would be interested. Some of the sponsors, it's, the ones that have joined, you're lucky, because they have training about that same time they have all these people. And somebody from Redfield or whoever would have to drive the through. It's a lot of trouble.
Well, I'm just curious, because I don't recall seeing Scruple or Village of Peace ever being on this list. I didn't know if there's something, reason they weren't, or maybe they didn't.
You'd have to reach out to the battalion would cover that. You could, and say, anybody you're interested.
Okay,
That's
see, I
what
didn't know.
did.
I thought it generated from you, so now I know, so, okay. But these are.
By law, it's a committee that is a go-between between my office and this committee. So it's appointed by your committee in the legislature, if the law passes here. And then they are go-between me and here. They're like another voice.
Okay, and so these are all 3-year terms, so we wouldn't be doing this again for 3 years.
Well, I would think that every year it rotate, right? You have alternating appointments, or it's all start and finish this year. No,
I'm not sure.
it's hard to say about that.
The job term expires in 2027.
All the terms expire in 2027, then I would
Then
assume that they will expire.
Okay, now that I know that, then I can approach, let's say, at the end of 26, if anybody's interested in my area. Thank you.
But some committees, they're involved, right? Some appointed this year, some appointed next year, this way.
Right, this one is like, it's, all,
That's the way it reads.
yeah, okay, thank you.
Any other further discussion on this? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Let's go to PS3. Resolution authorizing budgetary modification, Sheriff's Office transfer from Insurance Recovery Treasurer's Office to Automotive Supplies Repair. Road Division. I get a motion. Motion, got a second. Okay, this is another accent to get it here. Put the money back into their fleet. It's $2,912.42. Discussion. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, PS4, resolution authorizing reclassification of account clerk position to senior account clerk position. Can I get a motion for discussion? Motion, second. We have frozen, at the time, all requests for reclassification until after we've done compensation reassessment, I guess, that's almost up. So unless there's something extremely urgent about this, we're going to give you an opportunity to discuss it. But what's the urgency on reclassifying this? One person, I don't know.
The turnover was at the account clerks, and so have a regular account clerk now training our account clerk too. The people coming in at the higher level account clerk.
Right, so we had an account clerk, a senior account clerk position open up, because someone left, and we hired for that. So they're very busy with pistol permits and everything else that's happening in our office. So we have an account clerk training the account clerk 2 person, and we just felt like it probably wasn't the most appropriate thing to have somebody that's, not at the same level, but knows the job inside and out because she's been covering for that job, training someone.
And they all rotate desks.
They're all cross-trained.
Everybody's cross-trained. So now we have cross-trained people. 2, just because we got vacancies.
How soon can we expect the completion stuff? When do you expect this freeze on?
The earliest you'll have it will be for next.
Yeah. So is there any problem putting this off until next month?
We gave 24 she was looking for work elsewhere. That's why we don't lose her. She's training somebody new.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
So we're not saving her from going elsewhere because,
How long is training?
well, the training, we still train at because we're short two positions at the counter right now. And the girl that's doing it is now cross-trained at every desk, filling in on a regular basis, doing Saturday, receiving things, taking you can execute, dealing a lot more money in this position.
No, it's not a, I don't think there's any question, it's not singling out the sheriff's departments, other departments have been told all during this period. So just, I think, the chairman wanted to discuss it.
So, I guess I would ask committee members, table this until the next meeting, it's only a couple seconds. Or if you want to push it through.
I think you should take it. The other committees.
Well, I've been told by our majority leader that this will not make it through that date. That's here because of this freeze. And I got to expect the base of what they until next month. Address it.
Unfortunately, this one, it's only a month, excuse me, unfortunately, in this position, it's only a month away before we hope to get it done, where other departments, they were like 2 or 3 months out, and say, you gotta wait. And this is only 1 month, hopefully, so it should be something we can rectify.
Okay, so we're gonna get a motion to table this till next meeting. Motion, got a second. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, well, we got, why don't we get, well, no, we got quite a few resolutions. All right, why don't we push pause? We're gonna take a temporary pause in the meeting to go into that seniority, longevity recognition. Everybody's here, reconvene. Again, move on to PS5. Resolution authorizing acceptance of Edward Byrne Memorial JAG grant by the probation department to support the purchase of various equipment. Can I get a motion? Motion, we got a second. All right, Dave, you're up. Go ahead.
You may remember a while ago, we applied for the same grant, awarded, I think, a little less than 10,000 to buy ballistic vests. So they had told us at that time that they had more money available, so we applied again in order to replace all of our logistic bills. Had them got us a quote recently, which is great. So, so they awarded us the entire grant, $184,534. $153,000 of that will be for radios, and the rest of it's just all equipment.
Okay.
Excellent.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. PS6, resolution authorizing the execution of a lease agreement regarding the Constantia Tower site with Bell Atlantic Mobile System LLC doing business as Verizon Wireless. I get a motion. Motion, second. Yep.
So this is Verizon Wireless looking to jump on Constantia Tower site. Which there's, there's definitely cover gaps out in that edge of the county, so hopefully they'll help on the Verizon side. Also, we're AT&T looking to see how well this fills, so they may do the same thing.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. PS7, resolution authorizing the acceptance of a donation from Stewart Shops for the Emergency Management Office. Can I get a motion? Second. Okay, Kathy?
Great. So this was a donation program that our Duncan Mayor applied to supporting public safety initiatives in the amount of $1,000. So this going to our apply for in order to do some upgrades to vehicles that the sheriff's department put together for investigations programs. But that's something going into that. We're going to do some public information with that photo and stuff like that, which you guys can approve.
Any discussion? None, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. PS8, resolution authorizing budget modification for the Emergency Management Office to accept funding from the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services Law Enforcement Technology Program. Get a motion. A motion, a second. All right, Kathy, you again.
So this is another, this one's actually a grant, New York State Criminal Justice, support law enforcement technology. We applied for that, and we amount $650,000. Received that. Many different agencies also received funding from that. My understanding is going to get an ongoing grant opportunity each year. For this one in particular, did have a work plan to purchase a spot robot, which will replace some of the weighted robotics that we have now. It doesn't have the same capabilities. This one will also have CRNE, which is chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear, and explosive detection system. And if you know that, it would be housed at the sheriff's department. John will do the maintenance program on it. But it also comes with the quote that we have has a 4-year maintenance agreement along with it. And it can be used by law enforcement or fire as well. The remaining funds we're going to be supposed to EFR during the box technology.
How close are we getting to that office?
Well, we had taken an upper request to get us started with 40 units to propose to the lake area. So we just looking to funding to put behind it to get started. So waiting to decide on that.
You're ready to sit in house here?
Yes, it's basically the same robot.
We demoed you guys a Constellation that we were borrowing from Constellation. They have an older version of it. Doesn't have the same capabilities. The issue only with that is they don't have a really great business program with it. So the last time we got it, the batteries were dead on it. And they had to spend like $12,000 getting batteries for it. And the system needed a software upgrade. So we got it running, we used it, but they house it on site. And sometimes it's difficult unless they have security in place to get it out off the protected area. It would be hard for us to use it on a regular basis, but they did offer it to us to use it.
How often have we used it?
So essentially what happens, they purchased it, and stuff in the closet.
Yes.
So then the general manager guy, one of our deputies got it, got all the upgrades done, got it all working.
Yeah, we were working on it.
So I'm sure it's gonna
before.
sit in the closet up there until
Yeah.
it needs upgrades again, the batteries are dead. Yes. Just really good.
Okay.
Yes.
Any other discussion?
Is there any liability with these things that we need to worry about? I mean, when you have these robots and stuff, if it goes haywire or whatever, I'm not sure of the mechanism.
And there were some issues because other agencies were using, they basically were attaching weapons systems to them. I think the work system shut that down.
I just, I just
It'll
saw
have,
an
it'll have an
article,
infrared camera and two-way communications as well.
I just saw an article this morning where they announced that China has these robotic dogs and they have it with automatic weapons on top of it, so that they can shoot automatically. This-
Yep. And there were,
That's Terminator.
There were agencies within the United States that were put.
That's scary.
We will have to have insurance on it.
Yeah. So,
This is made in the USA. It's made in Boston.
You're on top of it?
On top of it.
Very proud of you.
Any questions? Any other questions about this? Well, okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, that's it for resolutions for today. What's the vehicle transfer request? Where's that coming from? I see that out there.
That is coming from emergency management to 911. Generally,
I thought it was coming from probation.
oh, I'm sorry, probation. And generally, these used vehicle transfer between departments can happen if it's replacing a vehicle with the department that the receiving department has. In this case, it increases your fleet by one. Rent your committee increasing fleet. Well, wage.
Tell us why you need it.
So this is going to be a pool vehicle for use for meetings, and then also increases our fleet from 1 to 2. So our communications coordinator right now has to put his personal vehicle to do power site maintenance and vehicle install, repair stuff. When his vehicle comes out, repair or it's down for any reason. So this is a vehicle to use for that as well. And then give me a vehicle to be able that meeting instead of parking on the street in my personal pickup truck. Couple, well, quite a few blocks down the road from the Capitol line over there, so.
2017 Chevy Equinox.
Any discussion on that? Do we need approval for this?
Yeah.
Discussion, all in favor? Any opposed? Carries. EMS department report. Are you gonna do needs thing or we just want to skip over it?
I can just tell you a couple things on vacation this week. So from the EM standpoint, we just had 2 EM classes finished, one at Colton, one at Riverton. About 21 students passing, so now they will all sign up for the state exam. So that's almost 21 new providers in the area. When we had to cancel our ESD class a couple months ago, mentors had some agreed to do advanced ESD class on their facilities. With that, our course sponsorship renewal that we have to do I think it's every 3 years, we just put in our new application for that, for the regionals continue to have in sport and I don't know how long it takes for us to get that application back, but so far, they haven't asked for any additional information for it. That's really all I have that's new. This report kind of indicates some of the things that he's working on, that he goes to, but if you have any questions on it, I can answer them.
I have something I want to bring up, because I spoke to Nate this week about mentor and transportation of mental health patients that work voluntary. Mentors refusing to take involuntary transports because it's overloading their system. I just heard that this week. Also heard it. And I think we spoke to Don about it. He expected this to happen at some point. It's just too many calls.
I think they're not willing to pay for what it is. It depends on what it's for.
Right, I'm not saying all.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. I want to make sure that this is on the record, but.
Involuntary means you're a danger to yourself or somebody else. You got to go. Voluntary means you're not a danger to anybody. You're just looking for a taxi ride to the hospital.
But.
Pretty much.
Surprised they didn't let me get away with that. As long as they had state police.
When they came about their COVID out of necessity, like any other options. And
I think
We're not doing it. We never have been.
I know there just needs to be some education there too. Next week, I believe, Janice Fournier has a meeting with both Liberty Resources and DSS, so let's talk through.
Figure out better path forward.
Yeah, and law enforcement has their side of that too with that. So I think that at some point in time, everybody needs to come to the table so they all understand what kind of.
And I think Nate's working.
Yep, sure.
If you know the impetus, state police by law, they're mandated every time they do a bunch of. We do not. It's up to my discretion.
Yeah.
State police are mandated. Which means people are tied up for hours.
And that's why I think
Terms.
those resource agencies that are helping with that, with your living resources or your PSS, that they need to just understand what agencies can and can't go around and do. So I think that that's what that education needs to be about.
Yeah, I agree. Let's not bring it up here so everybody else was aware.
Would that fall under rights to recovery? That we have a mobility management, they have a system where they're literally taking people that have to go to classes and stuff for recovery, alcohol, drugs, all that. I didn't know if mental health went.
I'm not sure in a case. I know the resources does transport at times, but they're so that's an issue for them. So I think if they need to figure out that transportation is within that, that's available to them.
Okay. Well, maybe you can check with the transportation coordinator, see if there's some other program that can use that systems.
To assist in that, because they can't.
And maybe that's somebody else we bring to the table, which is.
Yes, and she will look into a lot of different areas, so she'd be excellent.
Okay.
And there is a crisis intervention that's been reorganized just recently out of grant between Oswego County and Oswego City. That might that stuff right at the beginning of the process as opposed to trying to figure out something after the fact.
Not to prevention.
We have discussion for EMS. All right, let's move on to EMO, Kathy.
Okay, highlight a few things. So we did sign up for a citizen preparedness program that helps people in emergency get around backpacks. We're going to do one in last guy. Last guy community group is going to have from 6 to 8 in August. We'll get that information out for you. We do plan on trying to have a preparedness one for the Oswego area in the fall. So it's an outreach program that is kind of as we are. Last year we had about 60 people there.
Tell us about the backpack. What's in the backpack? What do they do? What are they preparing for?
I don't go for the backpack.
Okay, fair enough.
Backpack.
I know some of the contents. So, like, once you finish the 24-hour course, if you finish the course that educates you on disaster preparedness, you get the backpack, and the backpack's got a nice big New York State logo on it. It's got like a weather radio in its batteries, flashlights, ratcheted chunks of batteries, basically. And then a couple of the drinking water pouches, just the basics to kind of get somebody started if they wanted to do that themselves.
Thank you.
I'll get the date on that.
August.
August, so.
Hold on.
I'll get it right up.
August 14th.
August 14th, same date. The thing is, we had that extreme heat there about a week ago that most people experienced here in this building. But one thing that's important to that is we're supporting plans, and we have started an extreme heat plan for the time that we're working with the health department that we have in place. But with that, we had restarted our needs coordination groups in the county, which about a 10-year hiatus. So we bring in all these different agencies throughout the county that help support those multiple populations during emergencies. So one thing was good about reestablishing that is last week, before we were able to reach out to them because they get information out to these specific groups, information on cooling centers that might be open or transportation resources that will bring people to cooling centers. So it was really a great opportunity for us to learn what different agencies had in place, like Office for the Aging, how they notify some other elderly population. Oswego handles a lot of the homeless population because that's what that transport school is to them. Centers that might go and additional municipalities open additional space in the community groups during that. So I think that reestablishing that group was vitally important for something like this. We're going to see so that over and over again with the different weather patterns. So I think that that's something that we've been working well and improving. A couple of our staff had participated in the healthcare chemical surge tabletop exercise, and also Terry went to a tabletop exercise at the New York State Fairgrounds on a weather-related event. So the weather-related event came through other fairgrounds there. So always good to prove our awareness of what different agencies are doing. We did have a successful radiological exercise on June 11th. Next year we'll be up for 2 exercises. Siren activation on June 4th. On the drone program, John's here. We had 89 flights through May 31st. 69 of those were county related, 20 were Fulton. The other agencies do their own reporting. You already know about the spot robot. We are also going to be supporting some update. That's NFS, HeartFest. The water levels are even lower than last year this time. So they have to go this time here. What's great. Any questions?
Anything special for the county, Chris?
I know our department is supporting the county fair. We're bringing some materials out on Wednesday and ships on Friday. I don't think they're doing any drone for the county fair.
I'm not sure. Usually, Jamie Darling is up there. I haven't heard anything, any feedback from him.
We usually share a table with the health department, so. Go ahead.
2 questions.
Shoot.
The flights, you had 20, did they say what they were, what they're pertaining to? Or?
I don't know
Seems
what
like
they
an
were.
awful lot.
I don't know what they were pertaining to. I know one of them was a missing child out of 1100 Emory Street. So I know they had several flights out of that one.
No, they had some during the disaster.
It's the big truck day, I believe, too, right?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
did,
so that
yeah.
probably has some flights from that, too.
Second one is, talk about the preparedness. Watching the news story where people were talking about they got hit with a disaster, but they never got notification of the disaster until like 5 minutes before it was the hit. So I just wonder, what, as long as that wouldn't happen in Oswego County, which I think would, what do we have for the people, to let people know that, like that storm that came through over at North Bay, okay, those people got hit over there pretty bad, they're all in trailers. So how do we, how would we notify them that it's on its way? I know that everybody sees TV, it's not TV, you gotta watch where, but when you're camping, you're not watching TV.
Right.
So what would we have in fact that possibly help them?
I can talk about it, and then I'll look for a little bit.
Okay, but maybe I asked the wrong question.
Yeah.
No,
No, it's perfect.
it's something that we work together a lot on. So we're talking specifically about a weather event, kind of categorized in 2 different ways. There's weather events that we receive notice of, and there's ones that kind of pop up with minimal notice. Being like, we may have like a severe thunderstorm watch, like hey, there might be a severe thunderstorm, and then bam, now there's one stack happening. Versus like an extreme heat event that we're talking about, we do like days ahead of time. So depending on what it is, the public information efforts are different, right? We would start messaging to the public like we did for the extreme heat event, like 5 or so days ahead of time, getting general preparedness information out to people, letting them know what to expect with the heat, letting them know what to expect when the forecast changes going out to join. A lot of it's really a joint effort between different departments, us, 911 if we use cyber reach, the health department, public information staff, and we use a bunch of different methods, both on social media, news releases. We've had some severe weather events earlier in the year. We actually did media interviews as well for each of the and then when it comes to the actual notification, one thing that happens is if there's a severe enough weather event, the National Weather Service will push out what's known as a wireless emergency alert, which is essentially the same thing as like an Amber Alert on your phone. So as long as you have an eligible device, you didn't disable that function, you'll get that on that device. And a lot of times it'll also go out on through your TV, the emergency alert system, and also some radio channels as well. That being said, there's also some different methods beyond that. There's talked about the Office for the Aging has platform that people can enroll in to receive notification of the different services they provide, but also, we can provide them some preparedness information as well. So there's a lot, which is why it's a joint effort and something that we actually have a little working group made up of different departments moving forward. Because I think that something like here might be sick of me saying it, but one of the tools we actually have in our toolbox as emergency management is the ability that actually saves lives, the ability to effectively inform the public. So that's my almost soapbox there. Kevin, if you want to touch on cyber reach at all.
There's something specialized in life, but also send a message to those VLers, the wireless emergency alerts, that we somehow full SMS. So, and we can hit iPods also, which is the geographical cellular location. But all that does take time. So if it's something that's coming through right now, put it out as quickly as we were requested to, because it's not something that right now the network has a process to do automatically. It would have to be a request from emergency management or the department requesting something. So,
I just think we're going to start seeing more and more with weather. Things are changing, really. I think we're ready for it. Okay,
If
thank
you have a
you.
really good indication where it's gonna go, but not exactly where it's gonna go. Sometimes that's,
Thank you very much.
I think they're doing a pretty good job now. I mean, my phone goes off all the time. The alerts come up on the TV. I mean, you got to be completely outside of any media attention, not that you alert alerts. But
Is there any safety concerns that we should have with the water level getting so low? I mean, even with the, rescue boats and stuff?
we haven't had any information from any of like our docking stations that the water levels are so low that they're having issues getting their boats in the water. I know at one time there's docks that are towards the Sandy Creek area that were having some issues getting.
Stage on.
Yeah, that's one of the ones.
Very old.
Yeah, and then there's one, in the Port Ontario there that has some issues. I think that's what the sheriff will post. So, there's some workarounds to that, just different spots to go in, but yeah. Only hope that it goes up a little bit.
I got 3 inches of rain.
We think that would help, right?
Okay, anything else, Ken?
Now,
All right, let's move on to Tony. District Attorney, you got anything to report?
Well, to the dismay of the public safety section, crime is still occurring in the county of Oswego, and we're still prosecuting crime. However, I can report that at one of the meetings I brought some law interns that we hired in our office that are working feverishly and doing a fantastic job. They're actually helping us with our procedures and moving cases along, which allows me to assess what we may need in the future for our office as far as combating the crime, as well as the timeliness procedures that the state of New York has put upon the prosecution. I just recently returned from a DASNY meeting with all the district attorneys in the state of New York last week. Came back yesterday. See a lot on the horizon that New York State is providing very big obstacles for the prosecution of crime, and other obstacles that we need to address when it comes to technology, et cetera, and meeting the timelines, as well as what the state courts are coming down. In fact, our highest state court is coming down with the interpretation, which I brought up before, of these timelines. So it's not getting any easier, and it will not get any easier. And I believe that our research and technology to become quicker, faster, to move these cases along is the only thing that's going to combat these legislative rules that have been provided to the people. It's not a good story, but it's the true story.
We did authorize some training a few months back. Did that take place yet with
We have,
discovery materials?
For our case management system is called PCMS. It's administered through NIPT, which is the New York State Prosecutors Institute. We hired a paralegal named Pam Haney from Finger Lakes Consultants. We have been working with her now over the last month and a half. We've gotten to the point where we are into the implementation of new procedures and new ways of actually using the case management system the way it was potentially meant to be used. As we found that much of the way the system was used from the prior administration was not the way it was intended. So therefore it became very convoluted and very time-consuming on our workers because everybody was doing something different, basically. Now we're going to try to get to a uniform way of everybody working in the same system. Once you have in-house training, which is coming up, we're setting that up, a mandatory in-house training, insert pods of our office so that we're not interfered with our work. I'm offering that also to our law enforcement sheriff's department, OPD, Oswego City Police, Fulton City Police, to a certain extent the New York State Police as much as I can. That she would be able to meet with them as well so that we're all working together for that process.
And how's the traffic diversion program? Any feedback on that yet?
We have, it started around May 11th, May 12th, that week. It's actually doing quite well. I don't have any definitive numbers yet, working with the Treasurer's Department and how to work out the numbers and distributions. We have a lot of activity on it, and I will, by next meeting, I think it'll be a couple months, they'll give us a better idea where that status is, because most of our time is trying to implement the website and to get it running efficiently. So we always have some issues with, tying it up a little bit, rounding the edges, if you will. But it's working.
Any questions for the district attorney? Okay, thank you. Moving on.
Thank you.
Sheriff Department.
Some of you attended the Axon presentation this morning. Let's go with Kevin to see if that satisfies some of the stuff he's trying to do. But just to put it on the horizon, I think we'll talk about it at budget time, right? Axon's the only game in town, kind of in Monopoly. We're going to have to upgrade our cameras and our tasers. The other side of it, so Tony didn't mention, was that the District Attorney Association, they were all being held to, right until 6 months ago probably, Axon allowed us to share information with them. Discovery side, kind of seeing the hand right on the wall, and they're going to start charging the district attorneys considerable amount of money for this.
I failed to mention that. That was something I mentioned back a few months ago. It's been stalled a little bit because all the district attorneys kind of got together, especially in rural counties like Oswego, got together and talked to locals, administration, to inform them that Axon was holding us basically hostage with this tunnel, if you will, API. I'm not very good at computer system, but the API tunnel of the share of information from the Sheriff's Department to the Oswego County District Attorney's Office. We were given notice that they're going to shut that down and we're going to have to pay for it. And the licensing runs from a gambit from $480 per person per user to almost $1,100 per person. $1,100 would probably, as you probably would know, will give us the full picture. The 480 is not going to give us the full picture. So the difference between a pro and a premier. Now, I can say that I have been in negotiations with Axon. They've been gracious enough with the involvement of the rest of the district attorneys of the state of New York to stall the shutdown that they call. Again, that's one of those black clouds that we discussed at the DASI meeting that's upcoming. It's not going away. It's just stalling the inevitable. I can tell you that by going to the DASNY conference, I researched other opportunities, other companies. I really want to go on the record too much about that, but there's other options out there. There's not a lot, though, and I don't know that solves the problem of Axon using their power to shut down.
Is it possible to stipulate a contract all the time? Sure. What? Access is granted to the district attorney as part of that contract. Just got to.
We negotiated that, with that negotiated, discussed that today, and I said, no, I'm not going to be able to come in and ask for money here and have the attorney come in and say me for the same thing. So there's a different salesperson, of course, for prosecutors and law enforcement. And so he says, well, you two are going to have to talk and get that figured out. So we start proposal includes that.
So you thought about it already?
He says they've never done that before, that he's aware of, but he's going to find out who the get in touch with the rep and dealing with this attorney and talk about putting it into what package we're talking about.
Whether it's through NISAC or the Sheriff's Association, we should start kind of negotiating this as a whole body rather than just one county at a time saying, hey, can you do this? Because they're holding us, hostage, like you said.
They're hoping for this morning that your state up with a way to pay for something, but they've been hoping that for 3 months now.
New York State throws a lot of money to defense. They We do have our money from DCJS. We do have discovery monies. I haven't heard anything. That's why New York State was brought into the scuffle.
Right.
We haven't heard much more since, other than the stall of the inevitable coming. So we haven't really heard much more about that, to be honest. And actually, Don and I have talked about, I would like to be part of those Axon community, our negotiations.
They made it clear that it's two separate entities
Yeah,
to us.
yeah. Left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. I understand.
They're, essentially what happened is the company that was providing that to the DA's association, to RDA, that's on bottom up. Then they said, okay, they were providing it free, or now we. Sure. Yes, literally.
So you know what I know what my goals are. I know what I'm up against at that. But there are other companies that will. I'll bring it to the legislature when we get to the point where the bottom line is we cannot go without it. Okay, if we go without it, you're downloading all this information from, for instance, from the district attorney, from the sheriff's department, which takes hours and hours to do, and we can't do that for every case. We will lose every case as far as the complaints goes. And we don't have the people to do that, nor does the sheriff have the people to do that.
Seems like that's the state's goal.
That's why they should kick in and take a look at it.
Well, Kate, you gotta look for some grant money. We do have a grant writer that we hired, a couple of them, and see if you can't find some stuff.
I have one in mind.
Okay. All right, thank you. Anything else?
The only other thing to be aware of is we have currently 14 people that are retired from the sheriff's department to the back as SROs. They get 211 waivers, so they collect their pensions and still be employed at the sheriff's office. Section 212, they've never enforced it before, but they're holding these people, limiting their income to $30,000. So
That's just not good.
Yeah.
So it makes absolutely no sense. I hire somebody from OPD, Fulton PD, state police, Onondaga County, it's down there. I can't hire my own people that I know what kind of job they do, know it's the right fit. But so it doesn't just affect us, it affects every law enforcement agency that hires SROs. So it's not just school resource officers, but it's also people working like that, security, courthouses. There's several options being floated by different agencies out there. We're looking at it. There was a delegation of sheriffs that went down that way, governor, staff, and all the sections, so well, that's true too. Yes. But there's another element of the civil service division that wants to force us to put full-time employees in schools. We can't hire to fill the position we have open now, so we can't assign 14 people to school districts across the country. Full-time jobs.
They can't say that if you don't have full-time, then you can, you know what I mean? It's nice to have this.
It's good.
I thought people was on hold till 2025 for
Anything to do with school districts. If you're an employee of the school district,
that our SROs can't be employees of the school district. The school district won't incur anybody that tears you up.
why does civil service want full-time? Why do they? There's no reason. Well, the whole 211 waiver system is set up through 12 or 16 person panel that decides these issues. They're all political appointees. $20,000 plus to government. That's why that's absolutely. Well, that provides political patronage jobs for the government to appoint 60 panel to decide how counties go. I think it's a reason why they
Well, they don't specifically say SRO civil service. It's, they're saying, if we start allowing people to come back in these other jobs, we're taking what should have been filled as full-time jobs. So they're not looking at the SRO job specific. They're just looking at any jobs that you're returning to retired. We're trying to make it look specifically at the SRO position, say, across the state, how many people are in the same position, and the SRO are not going to return to number because they did get 35 or 30,000 for 6 months of the year. How many schools? Well, the SRO comes September if they don't address it.
The agencies that are holding up their SRO. And that's saying it. We thought, to get it done before this legislative session, it's not fast. It's put it to the table, session came.
Well, we're hearing is the reason the school districts got the waiver extended at least because they have much stronger lobbying. In Albany, they lobbied hard, got just school district employees got the exemption under that section. Got
So
any other state employees.
the school districts can create their own SRO program, hire these people as their employees, and contract management. Sure.
That's
And then
one
how
of
do you
the,
get around
that's
this?
one of the systems that's been looked at, but
Campbell specifically told us immediately they wouldn't do that because of their insurance won't allow anybody carrying a weapon to be considered an employee. Talk about 1099 and them making them employees and everything. Campbell,
BOCES program is, BOCES director. You get a program.
Okay, moving on. Hey, probation.
Thanks. Overall, our secret investigation numbers are staying stable. I'm working on a few plans I have submitted to the state for state funding, renewable plan, SSU plan. They're all next month, so I'm trying to get those finished up. Had a probation administrators conference last week here. We had between deputy director, we had 7 people come, so it's real quick. That's no session. So Bill came and spoke. So what really was mentioned excited about this job. So it's nice to have people coming in here and all that. We had a couple people go to the youth summit at the fairgrounds a couple weeks ago, where all the 8th graders come along with the district, or all the school districts come together. So we're trying to kind of promote interest, probation, and people, and stuff. That went well. One thing I did want to bring to the community, make them aware, is that we gave a civil service test about 2 weeks ago now, and we only had 80 people sign up. So when I understand now, all 80 people showed up to take it. So I don't know if we're going to have any kind of this. Chances are, even when we get 5 or 6 people taking it, you always have some others who have to get totally fit for the last month. So we have 2 weeks right now. Potentially a couple more coming up. So I'm sure we'll which a lot of places.
So I don't think it's going to be a problem. Currently, we're not going to be able to put anybody in jail, so we're talking about
Or we get more on probation, but you can't put them in jail, they want to put them on.
Oh, there you go.
That's that. As far as stop to July, we're going to get the county fair, over the 4th of July, one of our stop to July later. We had a big impact panel a couple weeks ago, that went well, we had 20, mid-20s, so. Questions?
Questions? Okay, thanks, Dave. Fire coordinator. Okay,
Afternoon. Activity for the year, 110 fire, coordinator activations, 35 structure fires, 7 hazmat, 18 fire investigations, 3 dive, 43 zone spots acquired, and 4 other. Got a BFO class. I know you've asked about how the equipment's going. I kind of use this class to judge how much activity we have. And right now we're full. We're asking for a state gets more positions in the class. Usually at max is 20. We're going to ask for 24. That's so we run that twice a year, and every time it's full. So we're putting 40 to 50 firefighter training out there. Training for the center, numbers are 145 classes taught to date, 696 students through the seats with 850 instructor hours. Couple quick notes. Search building project that started first of the year. My staff, we poured the concrete pad. City BOCES came out last week at their school, started laying block. The carpentry class should be ready to start placing sections of the house they built about this school year, September, October. So that's moving along very well. Good partnership with BOCES. The Cascade truck, which you guys approved 3 years ago, I actually got to see it. It's almost complete. It's got to be detailed. It's got to come here to my facility so we put the emergency lights in the letter. So hoping by the end of August we'll have that service. And because the county prepared by the topic, we did move our safety trailer there today, this morning, so we'll have firefighters throughout the county there to staff that.
Could you refresh me about the Cascade truck?
Cascade truck is the air support vehicle, so it's the vehicle we use to fill the firefighter SCBA's. So the truck, when I first became the coordinator, was in bad repair, just aged out, and we've been band-aiding it to keep it going. The problem with obtaining the one we got is I keep getting told COVID supply issues. So it's there until box the gas or the air system's in it. It just wasn't fired.
Yep. Search and rescue, Kathy. I know they still exist. Have you heard from them? I have to do a meeting. I know they're out there doing their stuff. Right?
Yeah, I know, and sometimes they send me a report so that I can bring these guys, but I'll reach out to Aaron and see if I can. But some drone activations for downloads, what is that?
Yeah, I don't think they need to be here every month. But once they're over there.
I'll see if he can at least send me a report.
Yeah.
Just us the news out about their graduates.
They did also just work with my office, the sheriff's office, on a big promotional video for Project Lifesaver program. So updating that from what it was. It's a really, really good video now. It's on the county website. Pushed out a couple different social media platforms also. It's really good stuff.
I didn't skip you on purpose. You're not on my
I'm
list.
not on the website. Okay.
911, let's go to him and then we can wrap this up.
I really don't have too much. Majority of the focus this past month has been working on personnel. We did, I do have a dispatch coordinator now, first time since August last year. That's up to me. And then I have a supervisor retiring in 5 days from now. So your support of the temporary position last month covered us for that. So I was able to make those changes, move everybody around. Finished up on a couple different cross trainings of dispatch staff that we were working on. So as of 2 weeks ago, we're finally at a point where we're not on fire overtime when one of the shifts works to cover dispatch positions, go back to regular time with people that are trained to do the tasks. So we did still, we're still down a ton of experience, but they're gaining that every day with the volume being as high as it is and the level of high stress incidents, I guess you could say, that we have now that have become regular occurrences for our county. Shootings didn't used to happen, but now we've got 3 of them under our belt. So that things like that definitely increase experience, but there's a little bit of a press on the center. So that leaves us at this point in pretty good pretty good position. We also have been doing some interviews for some office staff, communications specialist position, and just in somebody accept that position, which would be a huge asset to technical support coverage after hours once we get that person up and going. So that that will be two big aspects that we're definitely headed in the right direction of coverage again. And we did get a list. We had 24 people sign up for a test. There was a handful of people, a dozen or so that were on the list. However, all of our stuff has been moved over to the New York Health program. So they take the test, they pass the test, we're good. If they don't, we don't have to worry about whether or not we can keep them going forward. They're protected either way out of that program. It's largely focused on personnel and the technology stuff that we're stuff on the absence.
What do you think of the presentation this morning? Does it look like something that you have to work with?
Very good. I mean, it definitely gives us some options. There's always pros and cons across different types of platforms. This one's an all-encompassing within their environment. Gives you some of the abilities to connect into some of the other things, other environments, other pieces. There's some good stuff in there, some stuff I think I have a little bit of a struggle with, but there's others on the other side of the platform. The other platform that I've been looking at also. So Maxine's we're gonna have a several virtual meetings that we'll talk about some of the more technical aspects of this. Look for detail of the things.
Any questions? Anything else? I just want to take a minute and thank everybody for all their hard work. I know the summer season is here. People want on vacation. All of you have a very difficult job with all the roadblocks that are placed in front of you and the difficulties that lie ahead. So appreciate your hard work and carry on. Thank you.
Thank you.
Meeting adjourned.